In my analysis video of Antony, Ahmad and Garnacho, which will be linked in the description and in the eye above, I was quite critical of Antony, with one of the issues in his game that I pointed out being his lack of willingness to drive and take on his fullback when he had the opportunity, and so I think his game would elevate dramatically with Jeremy Frimpong playing behind him, and I'll discuss the tactical reason behind this towards the end, but let's first analyse Frimpong the player. So the diminutive 22-year-old right back made a name for himself at Celtic after leaving Manchester City's youth ranks before he's moved to Bayer Leverkusen for a fee in the region of £10 million in January 2021. And whilst being at the Bundesliga club, Frimpong has massively elevated his game and is now amongst the best attacking fullbacks in the world. He almost becomes a winger in possession, being able to use his low centre of gravity close ball control and electric acceleration to burst past players on the flank, making him an exceptional carrier of the ball when the space is there, as well as being able to beat a man in a 1v1, and this can be seen as he ranks in the 99th percentile, which is the top 1% for his successful take-ons, progressive carries, and his carries into the final third and into the penalty area, which is genuinely world-class output. However, Frimpong isn't just a fantastic progressor of the ball, he also has the output in the final third to match, as when he's able to beat his man by going down the outside towards the byline, he has very good composure and vision to pick out a player in the box via a low cross or a pass, and we can see this as he ranks in the 93rd percentile for his XG assisted, and is also a significant goal threat, usually on the counter when making a bursting run down the outside on the right and finishing from a wide position in the box, which sees him rank in the 99th percentile for both his non-penalty XG and his non-penalty goals. And this has seen him pick up 7 goals and 9 assists in 35 games in all competitions this season, which alongside his chance creating metrics proves that Frimpong has a solid claim to being one of the best attacking fullbacks in world football. But Frimpong does have his weaknesses in possession, and when I analyse him in correlation to Antony, you'll see that Frimpong is definitely a player that needs to be playing in a wider position, essentially as a natural winger when his side has the ball, as he isn't a great progressive passer, only sitting in the 44th percentile for his passes into the penalty area. Not exactly terrible, but the fact that he only sits in the 4th percentile for his passes into the final third and progressive passes as well, alongside being an extremely low volume medium and long passer, shows that Frimpong isn't the type of fullback who you want playing in a deeper role in a back three in possession, or inverting into a central position. Now, you may have seen over the international break that the Netherlands manager Ronald Koeman criticised Frimpong's defensive abilities. However, whilst I would agree that it certainly isn't the strongest part of his game and he does need improvement, I wouldn't say he is a liability, and his pace and acceleration is definitely a massive asset in regards to his defending in 1v1 situations, as this allows him to hold off the opposition player and wait for them to try to take him on, knowing that when they do, he has the acceleration to beat them in the sprint and make the tackle, or get in front of them between them and the ball. And so this is why when we look at his tackling metrics, he isn't a high volume tackler, but given that he ranks around the 50th to 70th percentile range for his percentage of dribblers tackled and his challenges lost metrics, we can see that statistically he is a competent 1v1 defender. To accompany this, his pace also makes him an excellent recovery defender, as similarly to players like Kyle Walker and Alphonso Davies, he is well suited to playing in a high back line and being able to race back and cut out through balls and runners in behind the defence. He isn't as valuable in the press, however, not being the type of front foot defender to burst out of position and make an interception, as he ranks in just the 8th percentile for his interceptions, and he could also face problems from aerial situations, with him only being 5'7" in height and not being the most physically dominant in aerial situations, which can be seen as he only wins 37.8% of his aerial duels, ranking in the 19th percentile. And so from a defensive perspective as well as in possession, Frimpong does have his limitations, but he's a player who really is a specialist when it comes to his ball carrying, dribbling and chance creation, and so he is a very unique fullback. And to be honest, I think this is a type of right back that could be exactly what United and specifically Antony needs. See, Antony, but also Sancho as well, aren't players like Kvaratskhelia or St Maximin who are going to receive the ball and look to be direct by looking to commit defenders and beat them in 1v1s, and so would benefit from an overlapping fullback like what Sancho had at Dortmund with Hakimi and Antony had occasionally at Ajax with Mazraoui, with this type of fullback being able to charge past them on the over or underlap, which drags the defender away or at least stops them being able to hold their position, which can give a player like Antony that little bit of extra space to then shift the ball quickly and drive inside into the space or get the ball out of his feet and look for a pass or shot. With Dalot or Wan-Bissaka often retaining deep or narrow positions behind him, when Antony receives the ball, the opposition's left back has no runner to think about or distract him, allowing him to hold a closer position to Antony, and so this is why we see Antony often forced to turn backwards or hold on to the ball, which in turn slows down the attack, and this is because he doesn't have the directness to commit defenders in his game, and so if Frimpong was to come into the side behind him, I think we would immediately see an elevation in Antony's performances on the right flank. Frimpong certainly isn't a perfect fullback, still having a lot of faults in his game, but given that he is still only 22, he can still improve massively over the next few seasons, and he only has a contract until 2025, so I estimate he would cost between 25 and 30 million pounds, and given that he's also genuinely one of the best attacking fullbacks in world football at the moment, I think signing him either this summer or maybe in 2024 would be an excellent move for Ten Hag and United. As I said in previous videos, I am now doing full video and channel reviews, so if you want me to give you any advice or feedback for a specific video or for your whole channel, you can send an email to atlantisfootball96@gmail.com. But if you just enjoyed the video, you can check the description for more, you can subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you do get notified when the video comes out, and put your thoughts in the comment section below, and you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which will be in the description, for more content as well.